Welcome to The Explainer. So, today we're putting the tech world's unsung heroes completely under the microscope. We're talking about aging gaming consoles. Can hardware that's literally over a decade old really hold up in today's insanely demanding, hyper-realistic gaming landscape? Let's dive in and find out.
Is a decade-old console still viable today? It's kind of the ultimate dilemma, right? Affordability versus performance. When you consider the massive leaps we've seen in graphics, processing power, and game engines over the last 10 years, honestly, it seems almost impossible that a machine from that era could even keep up. But as we unpack our source material today, the reality of what these older machines can still pull off is going to completely surprise you.
Section 1. A decade-old gaming legacy. 2013. In a consumer electronics industry where your brand new smartphone is basically considered obsolete after, just 3 years? Surviving since 2013 is nothing short of miraculous. That was the year the PS4 officially launched. More than a decade later, it's weathered massive shifts in game engines, multiple software upgrades, and entirely new ways to play. And yet, this veteran machine is still putting in the work. Think about that for a second. To have a daily use piece of tech from 2013 still actively rendering modern, complex games, that is a true testament to the staying power of that specific console generation.
Section 2. Strengths, price, and playability.
$100. According to our source, you can reliably pick up a fully functional, decade-old console for around $100 today. That is an absolute steal. For gamers who might describe themselves as broke, or really anyone just trying to survive the cost of living without totally sacrificing their hobbies, getting functional hardware at this specific price point is a huge, undeniable win. And you aren't just buying a useless brick either. PUBG, Genshin Impact, Apex Legends, massive Tom Clancy games, they're all fully supported. Gamers are actively playing these live service giants with their friends out in the wild right now. It's actually astonishing that you can drop into a frantic Apex match on a literal dinosaur of a machine from 2013 and, actually survive. Section 3. Hardware limits, FPS, and loading. Take this quote straight from a creator who actually games daily on a PS4 Slim. They say, all these games are working extremely well, pure as it is. Now, what's absolutely crucial to take away here is that this creator is recording their gameplay natively in HD, right from the console itself. There's no fancy, super expensive capture card required. It functions remarkably well right out of the box for pure gameplay capture. But let's be real, you simply cannot defy the limits of 10-year-old computing power forever. While you do get that highly functional native HD recording and pure gameplay, the unavoidable compromise is noticeably lower frames per second and, agonizingly long loading times. The games run, for sure, but they definitely won't give you the buttery smoothness of modern hardware, and those loading screens are absolutely going to test your patience. That's just the reality check of using a decade-old machine. However, there's an unavoidable elephant in the room here. The era is ending. The harsh truth highlighted by our source is that developers are, finally, moving on. We're no longer going to get major new releases on this older generation. Highly anticipated titles like Marvel Rivals, for instance, they're skipping it entirely. So if you stick with the decade-old hardware, you're actively choosing to miss out on the brand new, cutting-edge game releases from here on out.
Section 4. The final console verdict.
So it really comes down to a logical fork in the road. If you already own a decade-old console, like a PS4, and you're on a very tight budget, keep it. It still plays massive multiplayer games totally fine, and it provides endless entertainment. But on the flip side, if you're actively in the market to spend money on a brand new console right now, do not buy into the old generation. You should absolutely jump to the newest hardware, like a PS5, for that modern generation experience. So I'll leave you with this final thought to really chew on. Will you finally upgrade or keep playing the classics? At the end of the day, it all comes down to evaluating your own budget, your tolerance for long loading screens, and whether you absolutely need the newest titles, or if you're perfectly happy dropping into Apex Legends with your friends on the hardware you already own. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. I hope it helped clarify the real-world value of our aging tech. Keep on learning, and I'll catch you next time.